So it'll be the centre, Darryl Powell, to get this tour underway. Ken Laban. The conditions today, well, really not suiting any side in particular, but rather cool. So I guess the New Zealanders may have the benefit of that, because the Papua New Guinea tour was rather a hot affair for this Great Britain side.
Acclimatisation period.
So the Great Britain tour of New Zealand is underway. It'll be Edwards picking the ball up inside his own and goal area. And that's Bobby Goulding with the first tackle. Oh, mistake there. Tangaloa drops it, so here's a real chance for Great Britain now. Early news by the President's 13. They're only about 5 metres out now. Oh, but there's another mistake by Great Britain, so the President's side let off the hook a little bit there.
A lot of pressure being placed on the President's team by the turnover from Taimi Tangaloa early on in the game.
Well, this is Kawiti. George Mann. 12 metres out from the line now. Adrian Shelford needs a big one today to impress the Kiwi selectors. Quite a few of his Wigan teammates in this side, and here's a good burst by Francis Leota, making valuable ground. 20 metres short of halfway now. Look for the kick from Dean Clark. No, he throws it across to Galbraith, the halfback. They're waiting back there and having a little bit of a juggle with it is Chris Bibb from Featherston Rovers, only 21 years of age. One of many youngsters on this tour. That's Phil Clark. Takes play to about 2 metres inside the President's 13 half. So both sides just trying to settle down a little bit here. Now the prop, Lucas. He was a reserve earlier on today, but he's replaced Roy Powell, who's been put back into the reserves. So Lucas gets his chance. Shot at a field goal there, but it's going to be away to the right. It's going to bounce favourably for Morven Edwards, the fullback for the locals. And he's driven back, almost in goal. The referee says play it, though. Now this is Adrian Shelford. But plenty of defence in there. Dixon underneath, over the top was Lucas. Now George Mann pushes off one, but he won't get away from Keith England underneath. Penalty, first one of the match. Great Britain inside the 5. Dean Clark finding touch on the new grandstand side. So let's see what the President's 13 can do. Inside the Great Britain half. Bob Party taps it. Galbraith. Out it goes to Mann, standing wide. Now it's Leota. Looking for a way through. Francis Leota offload brilliantly to Mike Kawiti. Out it goes to Nixon. He's got too much pace. Mark Nixon is in. The first try of the match to the President's 13. Great try by Mark Nixon, the Canterbury speedster. Isn't he happy?
It was a superb effort from Mark Nixon, the Canterbury centre. He was outstanding earlier in the week in the Kiwi trials. We pick up the action here at McLean Park with Leota running onto the ball from dummy half. He moves quickly into there, offloads a short ball to Mike Kawiti. He gets his arms free, offloads a fine pass to Mark Nixon, who's been in outstanding form all year. A great piece of football. Good try, Mark Nixon.
The restart by Jonathan Davis. And Kawiti runs it up. He had a big hand in the first try of the match, leading by example so far. He'll play the ball almost on the quarter line. Now this is George Mann. 20 metres short of halfway. Down the blind side goes Shelford. No way through there. Plenty of Great Britain defenders. Galbraith. Tangaloa got a good pass away to Kawiti, but referee Jim Stokes is going to rule it forward.
Line ball decision there by referee.
Penalty with a Great Britain feed. Goulding puts it in, but the referee's not happy with it. Referee Jim Stokes certainly laying down the law to both packs here, trying to steady it up. Fist flying in the front row. So Adrian Shelford there, being pulled away. He's fired up, the big prop today.
Ian Lucas appeared to be the aggressor in that one there, Greg. Adrian Shelford not noted as a heavyweight boxer.
So you can see that it broke up there between the two of them, the two number 8s. One of the second rowers coming in, Paul Dixon. But the penalty goes the way of Great Britain. Adrian Shelford penalised there. Jonathan Davis. He kicked 260 points for his Widnes club in the 89-90 season in Britain. Trying to put the first points on the board for Great Britain, but no, yes, it's swung in just in time. So the first points on the board for Great Britain. Presidents 13-4, leading Great Britain 2. Now this is Clark, up over the quarter line, the Wigan youngster. Paul Dixon from the Leeds club. Tackled by his Leeds teammate there, Mike Kawiti, underneath the legs. Keith England. Good run by the prop. And Leota throws him into the McLean Park turf. 10 metres short of halfway. Dermott from dummy half. He offloads well out there to Devereaux up over halfway before Shelford gets across there and Panava. That's the 5th tackle now. Goulding with it. The midfield bomb. It's going to bounce in favour of the red side, the President's 13, and Tui Mavavi has it. He'll play it now, 12 metres short of halfway. Warren Mann down the blind side. He's been the form winger so far this season, and it goes down to Morgan Edwards with a bit of room to move, but he's been ankle tapped over there. The President's 13 looking good out wide. Kawiti, Galbraith. Out to Mann, got away from one, threw it to Leota. He wasn't expecting it. It's been picked up by Galbraith. Knocked forward, says referee Jim Stokes. Presidents 13-4, leading Great Britain 2. 16 minutes gone in the first half.
Presidents 13 were lucky to get away with that one. They lost control of the ball, but the ball came forward again off the wide hand, and they get another set of 6 out of it.
Down the blind side, Tangaloa. Dixon has him. Shelford now. Taking the ball up, running into Lucas. Over the top and underneath was Clark. Now row party from dummy half, up over the quarter line he goes. So another chance for the President's 13. Dean Clark, out it goes to Tui Mavavi. Nixon running onto it well as Morgan Edwards, and he couldn't get it away over to Warren Mann. Eventually he tries to get it out there, and Mann's there to clean up. But again, the President's 13 looking dangerous out wide. 5th tackle now, Tui Mavavi. There goes the bomb. Panapa's over there contesting it. It's lying loose on the ground now. Back to 6 tackles. Here's a chance for the President's 13 to try to save Panapa. Yes! Oh, Panapa certainly makes the most of any opportunity handed to him, but good thinking by Mike Kawiti there. But another try to the President's 13. They lead by 8 points to 2.
He put that down again to another superb bit of thinking by the captain, Mike Kawiti. He had the peace of mind to get involved there after a kick went wayward. He picked up the ball here, stepped back, swiveled around, ran with the ball in 2 hands, committed that last man, passed out a superb ball to Sam Panapa, who finished off nicely for a superb try in the corner.
All from the kick-off, it's Francis Leota. Makes it up over the quarter line before he runs into the Great Britain defence. Warren Mann looking for the ball from wing. He runs into Dixon, England, and also Gibson. Rob Party from dummy half showing the ball, eventually getting it out to George Mann. Phil Clark's underneath. Over the top is Dennis Betts. Now this is Shelford. Keith England around the legs, a good tackle. Dermott over the top. Dean Clark gets the kick away. Finds some open spaces as well. Bibber's back there. It bounces favourably for him. got Devereaux with him, but elects to run on his own. Got away from one, but he won't get away from Xiii. Shelford, the tackler there on Phil Clark. Now this is Lucas. Got out of one. The George Mann's there to bring him to ground. 2 metres short of halfway. Dixon up over halfway now. Now it's Gary Schofield. Going to kick it right into the arms of Morgan Edwards. He's going to take the tackle. Now this is Sam Panapa trying to find a way through. 12 metres short of halfway now. Ropati having a run from dummy half. Trying to link up with the support. Can't get the pass away. Wrapped up by Ian Lucas. Now it's Dean Clark looking for the runners, but Gary Schofield was up very quickly out wide, but now it's going back to Galbraith up to the halfway line. He goes. Runs into 3 Great Britain defenders. Dean Clark, the blind side. This is Mike Xiii. Can't get his hands free to offload. Eventually does get it away to Morgan Edwards, but that's forward. Referee right on the spot. Penalty Great Britain.
Mike Xiii is definitely a threat today. Every time he gets the ball, he's offloading. He's running well, managing to take advantage a lot of the time because Great Britain appear to be moving up slowly in the defensive line, Greg.
Okay, the tap from Great Britain. Here's a chance for them. This is Dixon. Takes it up to the quarter line. Presidents 13 leading by 8 points to 2. Devereaux having a run in from the wing. Shelford underneath. Mann over the top. Goulding at dummy half. Lucas, the double around with Goulding. Oh, there's a head-high tackle. A head-high tackle. So penalty coming up here to Great Britain.
I think if you have a good look here, initially Mike Xiii makes contact, I think, with the chest area, and then the arm slips up to the head.
So Mike Xiii. Certainly certain to be spoken to by Stokes. Phil Clark, the injured player on the ground.
Mike Xiii, more than any other player, Greg, is having a very dominant effect on this game this afternoon, both on attack and certainly that hit on defence. But I think if we get a chance to see it again on the replay, that initially he made contact with the chest area. Pick up the action here again on the One World of Sport replay. Have a look at the arm. Makes contact with the shoulder first initially and then moves up to the head.
Well, a penalty to Great Britain, as expected. So this should be a gift 2 points for Jonathan Davis. Right in front of the uprights at McLean Park. Straight between the uprights. Jonathan Davis, his second penalty goal, and that narrows the gap now. Presidents 13-8, leading Great Britain 4. We've had 24 minutes of play. And a very quick restart by the Presidents at 13. It was allowed to go dead, so it'll be a goalmouth dropout. Good thinking by the locals.
It was a very clever piece of play from the Presidents 13. Very important set of 6, this one, for the Presidents 13. I think if they can turn this set of 6 into points for themselves, then they'll be able to apply some very strong pressure on the visitors. Interesting to note, Greg, that Mike Xiii has got a reputation really as a ball playing forward, but one of his real talents is as a ferocious defender.
The goalmouth dropout taken by Jonathan Davis. Good kick too, almost to the halfway line. And now this is Morgan Edwards trying to find a way up the centre. Takes on the defence, but there's no way through there. Now George Mann. Crossfield he goes. Bumps off one. And they won't get away from Dixon and also Lucas. Ropati at dummy half. This is Shelford down the blind. Betts the tackler over there. Bit of assistance from number 10, England. Galbraith. Clark. Mavavi has to take the tackle. He's about 20 metres inside. Great Britain territory. Leota down the blind side. Picks up a head of steam, makes it to the quarter line. That's the fifth tackle now. Robati. Out it goes to Galbraith, trying to find the advantage line and puts one over the top. But Bibbs back there, takes it well too, and gets away from one tackle before Panapa's over there to wrap him up with the assistance of Galbraith. Betts from dummy half, almost to the quarter line. Now this is Ian Lucas. Shelford over the top to Mavavi underneath. England. Midway between the halfway and the quarter line. Now it's Schofield. Putting the ball behind the President's 13, and eventually it's going to be Panapa to pick it up. Got away from one, Sam Panapa. Won't get away from Devereaux though. And that's the quarter line, you can see. Now Kawiti. George Mann got away from one. Takes the tackle midway between the halfway and the quarter line. Now Shelford. Almost to the halfway line now, the big prop. Galbraith. Dean Clark. Got runners out wide. Mavavi back inside to Edwards. He's put it down. Still lying loose in the ground. Knock on. Again, the President's 13 must think there's a big chance out wide, because they certainly are playing to their strength out wide.
They are definitely making a big effort to keep the ball alive and move the ball around. Unfortunately, it does create errors.
A Great Britain feed to the scrum, and Goulding takes it out, offloads to Gibson. Schofield at dummy half, looking for the runners. This is Phil Clark off the back of the scrum. 2 metres inside the President's 13 path. Keith England offloads to Devereaux. There's a bit of room to move up the centre for Devereaux, the big winger. He's 20 metres inside the locals' half now. Goulding. Here's Schofield. Powell tried to offload to Dixon, but the ball's gone forward. The referee playing the advantage, but he's going to blow it up now to the President's 13 feed into the scrum.
The last couple of sets of 6, both teams have been forcing the ball wide, and the errors are starting to come down as we approach half-time.
The red feed into the scrum, taken out by Galbraith. Mavavi trying to push off. Jonathan Davis, his opposite number. Dixon, the first try scorer. 10 metres short of halfway. Mann. Got players outside, but not the best of passes. It's still lying loose in the ground, and here's a chance for Great Britain, but the bounce not favouring Davis. If he had picked up the lucky bounce on that occasion, it was all over.
He would have been away. Just those unnecessary errors. I think with the fatigue factor setting in as we approach half-time, Greg, probably the teams are trying to take unnecessary errors, unnecessary risks.
Goulding puts it in for Great Britain. He'll take it out. Has a dart down the blind side. He's got Gibson over there. There's no one in front of Gibson. Here's a try coming up to Great Britain. That was smart thinking by Bobby Goulding, the little halfback from Great Britain. You can see it opening on the blind side, and the simplest of tries for Carl Gibson. 8-all the score at McLean Park.
Put this try directly down to a turnover by the President's 13. Young halfback Bobby Goulding picks the ball up from the base of the scrum, draws the remaining President's play, offloads it to Carl Gibson, who waltzes in for the easiest of tries.
Yes, he thought it was Christmas with nobody in front of him. They don't come much easier than that. Carl Gibson, 27 years of age. He's played 4 tests, including 2 against Papua New Guinea on the way down to New Zealand. Jonathan Davis, not the easiest of conversion attempts. So Davis trying to add the extra points and does a pretty good job straight between the uprights. So Great Britain hit the front. Three minutes to half-time. Great Britain 10, the Presidents 13-8. That looked to be a forward pass, but the referee says play on, and it's Betts. Got away with that one. To the quarter line. Now it's Lucas. Turns and throws it back to support play. And here's a chance with Bibb, trying to find a way down the flank. George Mann got across there to tackle him. But Great Britain applying the pressure close to half-time. This is Phil Clark. He's 10 metres out. That's the fifth and final tackle for Great Britain. Dermott, they're going to try it down the blind side through Schofield and Devereaux. He gets it back now to Powell. He keeps it alive through England. This should be a try to Dermott. Yes, can he get it down? The referee's going to award a try. So they kept the pressure up. And they now go out to a handy lead at half-time. 14 points to 8. Great Britain over the Presidents 13.
Call was out wide. The ball goes wide to Schofield, who picked up the winger. He ran hard to the line. This was a superb piece of football here by the Great Britain side. Standing in the tackle, offloading the ball, players backing up. Very, very good passage of play for the Great Britain side. Good try to the Wigan hooker, Martin Dermott.
Jonathan Davis trying to add the extra points. Strikes it pretty well, and it's right between the uprights, so he's got his kicking boots on today, Jonathan Davis. Great Britain 16, the Presidents 13-8. The try scorer, Martin Dermott. Smile on his face, no doubt he'll be pretty happy with his effort so far.
Not very often that hookers score tries in football matches, so he'll be very happy backing up there on the inside.
Number 10, Keith England, he had a hand in that try as well, keeping the ball alive.
Very important, Greg, when you're defending on your own line, that you don't tackle too low. It's very important in that desperation type situation that you tackle ball and all.
So another mistake there, I think, by Great Britain allowing that ball to go dead. So we'll have Goldmouth drop out once again. Jonathan Davis with the restart from under the crossbar. And this is going to be Tangaloa. Got out of 1, 2, Tangaloa. Here's a chance. Straight up the middle goes the big second rower. Just couldn't quite get the ball away to Kawiti, looming up on the outside, but here's a chance for the Presidents 13. They need a try before half-time. Leota, he's held up 9 metres out from the line now. Man down the blind side, there's a line-up of players. He switches play back to Rob Party. Out it goes now to Leota. He can't get the pass away, but eventually gets it back now to Rob Party. 10 metres out. Good defence by Great Britain. Now this is Galbraith. Out to Tuimavavi. He juggles it. Eventually gets it back to Leota. He's going to try and find a way up the middle. He's only 3 metres out now. Tuimavavi. Out to Kawiti. Out it goes to Nixon, exploding onto the ball. What a great try. That's his second try in this match. The sheer speed of the man. Good work by Mike Kawiti as well. Great Britain leading by 16 points to 12.
Great Britain put pressure on themselves by some indecision that was caused from the kick-off. They allowed the ball to go dead. From the resulting set of 6, the Presidents 13 moved the ball wide to Mark Nixon, who's been in outstanding form. Crosses over in the corner for a great try.
So that is half-time at McLean Park. Nixon scored 2 in the first half for the Presidents 13, but they trail. Great Britain 16, Presidents 13, 12, half-time. On the second half underway, it's Paddy Tuimavavi with the restart, 16 points to 12. Great Britain leading the Presidents 13 in the tour opener at McLean Park, and this is Gibson running cross field. 20 metres out from his own line now.
Very important for the Presidents 13, this early stage of the second half, that they keep this Great Britain team down this end of the park.
Well, they're not going to do it because it's Davis turning them around. Good tactics, and it'll be Morven Edwards picking the ball up in goal. And now the pressure on the President's 13 as Edwards beats 1 or 2, but eventually it'll be Dennis Betts to wrestle him into the turf. Xiii set a hand in all 3 President's 13 tries and offloads brilliantly to Morven Edwards with a bit of room to move now. Where's the support? Edwards, can he get it away? There's numbers out wide. Nixon fumbles it and eventually hangs on to it.
Very good run from Morven Edwards.
Now this is Galbraith from dummy half trying to find a way through. Phil Clark has him.
Another great ball from Mike Xiii there, Greg.
President's 13 on the roll down the blind side. This is Xiii back inside to nobody. Morven Edwards left him behind, but Road Party's back there to clean up. He gets it back to Leota, picking up some speed. Up over the quarter line he goes. Now George Mann. The long one out to Tom Mavave. But Dermott was around the legs, but he's been pinched for being offside. Jonathan Davis holding his face after that skirmish. Let's have a look at it here. George Mann throwing a big long pass out to Tomavavi. Dermott around the legs was offside. The penalty goes to the President's 13, and here's the skirmish between Davis and Paddy Tomavave. I think it may have been a little bit of a Hollywood dive by Jonathan Davis. So Morven Edwards trying to add a couple of points here for the President's 13. They haven't been too successful in the goal-kicking department today. 3 tries, none of them converted. That's why they're trailing. Morven Edwards. There's the 2 points, yes, between the uprights. So we have a game on our hands once again. It's Great Britain now leading by 16 points to 14. We've had 6 minutes in the second half. So Peter Ropati with the restart. Out to Galbraith and George Mann. Bumped off a couple of them, and there's no support for Mann running crossfield. He's 20 metres out now. Ropati back inside to Tangaloa. He takes a tackle. Now this is Francis Leota storming onto the ball. Takes play to 10 metres out now. A chance for the locals as the crowd roars. Galbraith throws the dummy, Stu Galbraith. Out to Xiii, but he's left it behind. And a chance now for Great Britain. Gibson. He hasn't got the legs to get away from Dean Clark. So just as it looked like a President's 13 try was on, it was almost a runaway try by Great Britain, but they have the ball now through Schofield. A good pass out to the support over there and Phil Clark, but he takes the tackle. Now it's Powell from dummy half, Devereaux in from the wing, out down to Betts. Great Britain keeping it alive. Dennis Betts up over the halfway line. Where's the support? He throws it back to nobody, picked up by Dermott. But it's a President's 13 ball. Nixon plays it. Xiii from dummy half, trying to find a way up the middle. Some good open football from both sides now. And this is Shelford. He's being allowed to run. Bumped off Dennis Betts, his former Wigan teammate. But he won't get away from Lucas, another former Wigan teammate. Now man down the blind side. The President's 13. Looking pretty good at the moment, but they're still trailing on the scoreboard, 16 to 14, Great Britain lead. 14 minutes gone in the second half, and that's the 5th and final tackle. Out it goes to Xiii, the run around with Dean Clark, but he's left it behind. Oh, it's been picked up by Jonathan Davis, and it's all over here. Remember 2 years ago, Jonathan Davis scored a runaway try for the Welsh rugby team at McLean Park. This time it's for the Great Britain side, right underneath the dot, right between the uprights. So against the run of play, Jonathan Davis has scored for Great Britain. 20 points to 14 they lead now.
The pass out here from Dean Clark goes wide to Mike Xiii. Comes again off the shoulder to Dean Clark. Jonathan Davis, probably the most sensational signing of rugby union players to rugby league. Scoops up the loose ball, and he's no stranger to running half the length of the field to score a superb try. There's been no shortage of entertainment from both teams for the good crowd here at McLean Park. Fine try, Jonathan Davis.
And it'll be Davis to try and add the extra points. This should be a gift two-pointer for him right in front of the uprights. Sucking plenty of air there, so obviously he's a little bit short of match practice as well. But gee, things were going pretty well for the President's 13, Ken, and then against the run of play, someone like Jonathan Davis can just turn it in a matter of seconds.
Yes, Greg, the Great Britain team have certainly made the President's team pay dearly for the turnovers.
The try scorer, Jonathan Davis, trying to add another 2 points with the conversion. Straight between the uprights. So Great Britain now out to another handy lead, 22 points to 14 over the President's 13. 15 minutes of play gone in the second half at McLean Park. Mike Xiii, well, he's had a hand in every try for the President's 13, but now they're relying on him, I guess, to get them to turn around. So this is Keith England coming off the prop. Not a busy game.
Roy Powell from Leeds, Greg, is coming on.
Number 17, Roy Powell.
Keith England off the field.
Roy Powell, no stranger to the Great Britain side. 8 metres short of halfway. Great Britain still leading by 22 to 14. That's Dixon right on the halfway line. Gilding out to Clark, quick hands out to Devereaux. Potiphar read it pretty well though and wrapped him up, ball and all. Lucas. 6 metres inside the President's 13 territory.
Haven't seen much of Lucas so far in the second half.
Gilding with a little kick over the top, but his opposite number, Galbraith, read that one pretty well. Scooped it up centimetres from the ground. Now it's Clark. Spreading it wide to Tuamavavi.
Been a good contest between Paddy Tuamavavi and Jonathan Davis today.
George Mann. Shelford hands it back to Rob Buddy. He's trying desperately to get it away. Powell and Schofield are there to wrap him up. 10 metres short of halfway now. Clark on the run around with Galbraith. Back to Clark. Now it's Leota. He's got his hands free out to Clark. He's managed to offload to Kawiti. Kawiti throwing the dummy. But Gibson's there to wrap him up. That's the 5th and final tackle. 2 metres short of halfway. Penalty. The referee asked Gibson to let him play it at least 3 times, I'd say. Finally, is going to award the penalty to the President's 13.
Mike Kawiti showing his experience as a professional rugby league player there, putting on an Oscar award performance to be able to milk the penalty from the referee. Good play, Mike Kawiti.
Tuamavavi finds touch. Rod Buddy restarts. Shelford.
Another good run by Adrian Shelford. He's having a big game, Greg.
I'd like to see some of the other President's 13 charging up and running straight. This is Tangaloa. George Mann still has that tendency to creep sideways, where he makes so much ground and it's very hard to stop when he charges onto it. That's the quarter line, Great Britain territory. Here's Mann now, George Mann, the double round with Galbraith. Switch of play through Clark. Out it goes to Leota now. Francis Leota, he's got his hands free out to Kawiti. Davis has him wrapped up though, as well as Dermott. 18 metres out the blind side they go through. Dean Clark can't get the pass back. Now it's Kawiti out to Shelford. Now this is George Mann bursting onto it. George Mann, he gets it back to Paddy Tuamavavi. Here's a try right underneath the post between the uprights. Paddy Tuamavavi. So the President's 13 back in this match again. Good work, sustained pressure. 22 points to 18. Great Britain still leading, but they know they've got a match on their hands now.
Class piece of football by the President's 13 here. Long ball from Mike Kawiti to Adrian Shelford, who picked up George Mann, who's been playing recently in the centres for Mangere East in Auckland. He had the presence of mind to be able to stay on his feet, offload a beautiful ball to teammate Paddy Tuamavavi, turned on his heels and headed under the post for a beautiful try. Classic piece of football. Good try, Paddy Tuamavavi.
John Mavavi plays fullback for the Auckland team, but centre for his Northcote club. 26 years of age, a former junior Kiwi captain. He's had some injury problems in recent years. Must have gone pretty close to making the Kiwis last year before an ankle injury affected his play. And Morven Edwards trying to add 2 points here. And it's right in front of the uprights, and it's right between the uprights. So it's now just 2 points the difference. 22 points to 20. Great Britain leading the Presidents 13, and we've had 25 minutes of play in the second half. Behind this Presidents 13 now. Here's George Mann storming onto it. He's fired up now.
Great run, Georgie Mann. He's starting to hit his straps now.
Shelford back inside, it goes to Ropati. That was forward, but the referee didn't pick it up. Out to Leota. He's knocked the ground now. About 15 metres inside Great Britain territory. Dean Clark trying to find a way up.
Swinging arm from Ian Lucas there.
A warning there for Lucas with a swinging arm over the top. The kick over the top by Dean Clark, but Bibbs back there to pick it up. And he's got a bit of room to move, and he gets up to the quarter line before it's Shelford around the legs to knock him over. This is Roy Powell, one of the replacement players on for Great Britain. That's Darryl Powell, the centre, looking for a bit of work. No way up the middle. This is Dennis Betts making good ground. That's the halfway line now.
Good tackle, Peter Ropati. Mike Coetti working hard. Crucial part of the game now, Greg.
Okay, Gary Schofield has been charged down by Tammy Tangaloa. What's the referee going to do? He says it's gone back. So play on. George Mann throws it back to Tangaloa. He'll play it 10 metres short of halfway. Just 2 points the difference. Great Britain holding on grimly. Now this is Adrian Shelford straight up the middle, taking on this Great Britain defence. His opposite number though, Ian Lucas, was there to meet him. Now it's Galbraith, the double round with Ropati, showing it eventually out to Leota. He gets it back to Ropati. Paddy Tulmavavi across field trying to link up, but that's a halfway. He gets it out to Galbraith while looking for a room up the middle. Runs into Goulding and Lucas though. 5 metres inside Great Britain territory. Dean Clark now. Out it goes to Coetti. Oh, bit of a swinging arm in there from Goulding it was, but he got away with it. Now it's Dean Clark. He's going to kick over the top. Devereaux slips over. Oh, but he eventually picks it up and knocked it backwards. Very close there for John Devereaux, but he managed to get away with it and lives to tell the story. Now he's trying to find a way up the middle. Lucas. 22 points to 20. Great Britain leading. 11 minutes to go. And again, it'll be Jonathan Davis to turn this President's 13 side around. Morven Edwards takes it on his own quarter line and takes a tackle of Darryl Powell. He's about 18 metres short of halfway. Sam Panabar from dummy half won't find a way through there. Adrian Shelford runs into Powell and Betts. 10 metres short of halfway. Galbraith, the run round with Dean Clark out to Leota, standing wide. That's a good tackle from another replacement on the field, David Bishop. He's the third Welsh rugby convert on the field today for Great Britain. But now they're spinning it wide through Mike Coetti. Good ball out to Morven Edwards. He's got support back inside Peter Ropati. He gets it out to Mark Nixon. Mark Nixon, could this be try number 3? No, he throws it back inside to Sam Panabar. That's the 5th and final tackle. They're 10 metres out. Nixon at dummy half. Galbraith's left it behind. Oh, he's knocked it on. But play on, says the referee. He'll play the advantage. It's a Great Britain ball.
Every time Mark Nixon gets the ball, he's really looking like he's got the goods, Greg. He's having a tremendous game this afternoon. Jonathan
Davis will play this ball. Gary Schofield, the captain, was injured, couldn't manage to play it. But that was a great run again, a great movement by the President's 13, and now Great Britain have the task of running it out of their own quarter. 22 points to 20, 10 minutes of play remaining, a real cliffhanger here at McLean Park. Schofield, he's up off the ground after receiving a bit of treatment, but he won't get away from Peter Ropati. Davis looking for the open spaces. Not a bad kick either, but it's going to bounce in favour of Warren Mann. He's going to take on Carl Gibson. Got away from Gibson almost before Gibson tripped him down. He got his pass back to Tom Mavabi. Betts was there to wrap him up on the halfway line. George Mann out to Shelford. Crossfield, back inside it goes to Peter Ropati. Back inside now to Tangaloa. The President's men keeping it alive, but it was left behind by Ropati, and it was in fact Leota. And Stu Galbraith was offside. So a penalty to Great Britain, and that's going to ease the pressure a bit. There's a replacement on for the President's 13. 1989 Kiwi Asini Faimolo is on, replacing Francis Leota. So Faimolo has about 9 minutes to try and impress Kiwi selectors. Dermott with the restart. Out it goes to Dixon. Some of the Great Britain forwards look to be a little slow at the moment. Roy Powell. And Great Britain working into a pretty good position. Goulding with the run around. Lucas. Goulding left it behind. Picked up by Dean Clark. He's got a Sini Faimolo. Who's with him? It's Galbraith. Out to Dean Clark. Trying to link up. Here's Nixon. 10 metres inside Great Britain territory. The crowd right behind the local side here now. Tangaloa shows the ball and throws it back inside now to Warren Mann. Still going. 2 points the difference. The President's 13 on a roll. They trail at the moment. Nixon at dummy half. Ropati out to Shelford. He's got no one with him. Now it goes back to Peter Ropati. Here's a penalty. A penalty to the President's 13. Great Britain inside the 5 metres. This should be 2 points and it should be all square after this. Mike Coetti telling his players to settle down a little bit. Great Britain not very happy with this one. Gary Schofield up there having a chat with the referee. The Great Britain skipper today's tour vice-captain, but leading his side today, and refused to move a couple of moments ago because the referee had awarded
Number 15, Kelly
penalty
Shelton on the
to
field, replacing number 6,
the
Dean
New
Clark.
Zealand President's 13. So a very important kick for Morven Edwards, right in front of the uprights. And he made no mistake. It's all tied up at McLean Park in Napier. 22 points all with 6 minutes of play remaining. So Kelly Shelford gets a chance late in this match to impress the Kiwi selectors. He's on replacing Dean Clark, the 1989 Kiwi who's had injury problems this year. He's failed to make it into the Auckland team because of injury, so he's trying to catch up on some lost ground here. 22 all, the survival of the fittest, and Warren Mann has made the mistake. He's allowed the ball to go dead, so it'll be a restart underneath the crossbar.
Go red!
They allowed themselves to be put under a great deal of pressure again, Greg, by just making these simple mistakes. It's 2 or 3 times now they've allowed the ball to go dead from the kickoff.
So now it's the restart by Tormavavi, and Roy Powell slips a little, eventually has a run, midway between the halfway and the quarter line. This is David Bishop, the former Welsh rugby international, who played 1 test for Wales, now with the Hull KR club. Dennis Betts, almost to the quarter line. No, that's Dixon, in fact, from Leeds. Now it's Goulding out to Schofield. He throws the dummy, but he won't get away from Isini Faimalo. On the quarter line, New Zealand President's 13 territory, 22 points all. Powell trying to rally his troops. That's the 5th tackle. Dermott tries the drop goal attempt and straight between the uprights. So that was great work by Dermott, Martin Dermott, the hooker from Wigan. Puts his side back in front.
Field goal for number 9, Martin Dermott.
Great Britain leading by 23 points to 22.
The replay here shows Martin Dermott the benefit of being a Wigan professional. Keeps his head, drops a nice ball from dummy half, over for the easy point.
So from the restart, that's John Devereaux, almost to the quarter line. Now this is Ian Lucas. And back to Davis, turning the President's 13 round once again. Back to Sam Penapar. And Hill's going to play it about 10 metres short of halfway. Now this is Faimalo. Out it goes to the fullback, Morvan Edwards. George Mann. Out it goes down to Mike Kawiti. Up over the halfway line goes the skipper. He's got Sammy Penapar outside. Puts the boot to it. And it's out on the full. So a good run again. Oh, this has been such a great game. And look at the people and the things they're attracting to rugby league in Napier nowadays.
It's a very good shot, Greg, of the Te Aratu Rooster that's going to see Sam Panapa.
Let's hope it doesn't end up on someone's table tonight.
Chicken and chips.
Well, midway between the halfway and the quarter line. In Great Britain territory, they lead by 23 points to 22. Davis, the clearing kick, finds some open spaces. Penapar should be back there in time. Yes, picks it up now. Oh, and he's put it down. A fundamental mistake by Sam Penapar. He's not happy with himself at all.
At this level of football, Greg, there's absolutely no need for those sort of basic errors to be made. Not by footballers playing at this class. That was a bad mistake.
Referee Jim Stokes getting a little bit of assistance from the chicken there, as it's a ball against the feed to the President's 13. Nixon at dummy half. Shelford. Out it goes now to Adrian Shelford. Running across field. Linking up though with Paddy Tormavavi. Switch of play. Out now to Kelly Shelford. Good ball out to George Mann. Out to Kawiti. Finding a way up the centre, or trying to. Still going by Kawiti. Geez, had a good game today. Kiwi team for the first test game tomorrow night. And some of these players have certainly done their chances a lot of good. This is Morvan Edwards now, 20 metres inside Great Britain territory. Kelly Shelford wants it. The long one, out to Galbraith. One over the top to, out there, Faimalo standing wide. Ian Lucas has him around the legs though. Shelford, out now to Adrian Shelford, starting to find a way up the centre. Back it goes to Kelly Shelford. He's 20 metres short. And that's the last tackle. Time almost up on the clock. Great Britain leading by 1 point. Peter Ropani with the kick through. Still lying loose on the ground. I think it was Bibb back there for Great Britain. Yes, Chris Cribb saved the day, and so we'll have a goal-bound dropout. Oh, so close.
There's been no shortage of entertainment today, Greg. That was a great passage of play for the President's City. They were very unlucky not to get in.
So it's 23 points to 22. Great Britain in front, taking plenty of time. Galbraith, this could be the last passage of play for the President's 13. The little halfback's going to take them on right up the middle. Good run. Good run. There's a Great Britain player offside. It's touched him. Now it goes back to one, but play on, says the referee. Tom Avavi, possibly the last passage of 6 tackles for this President's 13 side. They trail by 1 point. The crowd roaring in support of them. Now it's Shelford. Can't get the pass away.
Good.
He's held up on the quarter line. Great Britain defending grimly. Out to George Van now. He's got men outside. Shelford, quick hands to nobody. And it's been picked up by a Great Britain side, and that could be the ball game at McLean Park. The quick hands didn't come off. And now it's back to Great Britain. And that's it. It's all over at McLean Park in Napier. Great Britain have opened their tour of New Zealand with a 23-point to 22 victory over the President's 13. An entertaining match. The President's 13 scoring 4 tries to 3. The rest of the points for Great Britain coming through the boot of Jonathan Davis. And at 22 all, it was the hooker, Martin Dermott, that dropped the field goal to give the 1-point advantage to Great Britain. So an entertaining match, and I'm sure this big crowd at McLean Park in Napier has certainly enjoyed it. Great Britain 23, New Zealand 22.